Hi, you guys, and welcome to this week's reading. We are doing, what's today, the 22nd? Yeah. The 22nd through the 29th. Let's do those energies. My intention was to do an all signs kind of forecast or what do I call it? Like snippet for energies that you can be experiencing throughout the week, okay, and how to potentially overcome them if they haven't already happened, as energy is fluid. My intention was to definitely do something every week, but had a family member, my sister specifically, who had to get an emergency surgery done, so that kind of took me away from being able to do these videos, as well as some other things personally with me and working on my own discipline, with being consistent in posting every month. I mean, I am still posting monthly, but there was a point where I was posting bi-weekly, and so I kind of want to get back to that, but I need to just, as I was saying, stay disciplined. But anyway, as I was shuffling these cards and getting prepared to do the all signs snippet reading, I was thinking about life itself and how we have to get to a point where we're no longer looking at things as separate entities. And I was having this conversation with a friend yesterday, but it was about something else, but it still ties in. Like, there is no circle of life. It's more of an assembly of life, because you take little bits and pieces of every experience, that you're having, of all things that you're learning in school, amongst your peers, with your parents and their guidance, and the platonic soulmates that you meet, and the romantic loves that you have in your life as you come to establish who you are and live in your purest state, right? Your most authentic self. It's everything is an assembly. The same thing with people who try to go and get like a bachelor's in chemistry, but I hope you do understand physics. I hope you do understand philosophy and psychology, and how really it's the same thing that's being spoken, but just using different terminology. Everybody has verbiage specific to their field, specific to your path, your purpose, if you will, your mission. It just sounds different, but it's really all saying the same thing, even when you're breaking it down to numbers and Fibonacci sequences and sacred geometry and math and all of that. Like it's really all saying the same thing. You're just seeing it on a different level, on a cellular level, biological level, from a social level. What is that called? Because there's micro and macro. I guess macro, I'm not sure of the full term. I can't think of it at this moment, but on that level, it's an assembly of life, guys, and there is no rush, okay? You know within you what's lacking in order for you to see the things that you want to manifest in your physical reality. As I was saying, I still need to work on certain disciplines. Discipline when it comes to the schedule that I set before myself. If I'm going to put it at a specific time, then I need to see it through, and not be like, oh, okay, I have another 10 minutes to spare, so let me procrastinate in this 10-minute time span. So what's holding you back from getting where you need to be. They say that 10,000 hours is the number that you're supposed to work before you can call yourself an expert or a professional in the field that you're doing. You have to work 10,000 hours at it and study 10,000 hours at it. But a lot of people, I feel, are working themselves to exhaustion before the day even comes, and then some people don't even see it because they tired themselves out. You wasted energy on other things. If you know that you're not going to see results in your business until you're 28, then take your time until that, okay? Because you can work 30 hours or 30,000 hours, 40,000 hours to see something manifest, and then you're tired. You still get it when you turn 28, but you could have easily allocated your energy a lot better. I don't know. That message is for somebody. I was thinking about that. And so I just had to get that off of my chest. But let's get on into this reading. Know that this is for your sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or Venus. You can also look at your Jupiter, individual houses, if you will. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Don't try to make a situation fit just because something, like some of what I say may be what you're going through. Listen to it and listen to your own intuition, okay? And your own knowing of your situation. Don't let me control the outcome of your life. Just appreciate the fact that we can tap into energies, and I'm really just showing you that through this so that if you're interested, you can practice it for yourself. But as you grow and as you watch my channel and my videos, you just come to better be able to recognize it for yourself, okay? So starting with Leos, since we're heading into their season, what you can be expecting from the 22nd through the 29th, you have the Ace of Coins. This is what Sagittarius has, so it's just coming back around the mountain for you guys. This is taking it slow. This is an opportunity. This is a potential gift that somebody has to bring you by way of communication, okay? They just give you really solid advice, something that just clicks for you that hasn't before. You are trying to seek higher education. Some of you guys may have just graduated or just received an award or certificate of completion for something that you've done. And so you are now able to take the seeds that they gave you and really plant something with it, do something with it. This is just having divine ideas coming through for certain things that creatively maybe you want to pursue at this time. In matters of love, this is you really getting to know this person, okay? This is more than just physical attraction. This is mentally stimulating each other and seeing if you guys are in alignment with morals and values and stuff like that. If this is something that you can see being long-term, this is more serious than your typical fire energy, Leo. So that is good. That is on the way for you. Again, a new opportunity, a new life, a new blessing, a new word, a new quote, a new poem, a new love, a higher sense of self-esteem. You guys are working on your health and fitness in terms of that, right? On a spiritual level, you're more devoted, okay? More focused, more organized, going into that discipline as I was talking about. So maybe that whole spiel was for you, Leos, but everybody can take that and apply it as they need to throughout the month. Ooh. But yeah, as you start to look at yourself in the mirror and you see the different changes that are happening positively with your body and your mind and your spirit, that can boost your confidence and sense of self-worth, okay? The value's going up. All right, Virgos, you have the Knight of Cups. This is somber energy. You're not necessarily sad, but you're not happy. I don't know if melancholy is the word, but that is coming through. Some of you guys may be feeling that, okay? Some of you guys may be feeling emotionally neglected, or you are neglecting your emotions on a personal level. And so that's something that you need to look at this month. This is a court card. So in other spreads, the Knight of Cups is somebody that is like a hopeless romantic, very sweet, but very more idealistic in love. That might be you guys or somebody that you're dealing with. In theory, it's very dreamy, but in reality, it's not really obtainable, okay? But the type of person that if this is someone coming in, they are younger in spirit, so they may be your age or older. And sorry, I did make coffee, and I've been dying to have coffee, and I haven't even had a sip, so give me a second. It's not my best work, but okay, this guy, younger in spirit. You guys can be the same age. They can even be older than you, but they act very innocent. They have very innocent-like ways about them. The type of person that will write you a love letter. But if not, this can be you if you are single, missing someone and wanting to reach out because you're in your feels this month. That's a song too. It's a cute song. Listen to Feels. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Maybe that's something that you guys are wanting to work on more. Being a little bit more transparent so that others can know that you too are human and that it is okay to not always be okay, you know? Everything fluctuates in life. You can't always stay in states of bliss, all right? That would be mania. But what's after Virgo? Libra, you guys have the Four of Swords. So your energy, as far as the elements are concerned, but not necessarily like you guys. You guys are the balancers, okay? You are all about doing things that are fair. You won't take sides with someone just because you are friends with them if they don't have a moral compass. You know, if you feel in your heart that it's just not right. I'm not sure how to quite articulate that. But you guys are the balancers, okay? More comfortable in the twos. And of course, with you in your house, you are the 7th house. But with this Four of Swords, this is Cancer's house. So this is more moody energy. One minute you can be, like I was saying, you know, piggybacking in a state of mania, and then the next minute depressed. So like very up and down. This can be about your roots, your security, your subconscious desires, or maybe lack thereof. You don't necessarily want anything. Are you happy in this space? Do you just need rest? Do you just need a moment to kind of think and gather your thoughts because you don't quite know how to articulate it? There isn't a lot of blue. Maybe your throat chakra is underactivated at this time and you're not able to really express the points that you're trying to get across and then be understood. You also have to keep in mind that Mercury is still retrograde, okay? And so things will not be conveyed as concisely as you might prefer for them to. But again, if this is not a change of house, this is just looking at your 4th house and the space that you feel within it, and making sure that you're not trying to fill it because it feels like a void at this time. There isn't a lot of activity going on at this time. Maybe you need to take a trip because we are in the summer months and this is very cold energy and detached energy. You might be trying to detach yourself on an emotional level, because Cancers are emotional, from a person that you were building a life with at one point that is no longer happening. You know, this foundation isn't full. So that can be the case as well for some of you guys. You're trying to detach emotionally and not feel something for somebody. Don't deny yourself of what you feel and how you feel, though, because it will come back to bite you, and it can be in more negative ways by way in which you express yourself or neglect being nurturing and or mothering to those that you should care for that are within your circle of influence, like children, parents. Like you take it out on them in other ways by not expressing how you feel about a certain situation or person that may have abandoned the home with that Four of Swords energy. So that's coming up. Or you can be taking a trip if you are like a flight attendant. That's coming through. I was looking out and up at the sky. So you can be going to a cold place like Iceland or whatever. And though it is nice and you appreciate it, you can't wait to get back home. Whatever feels like home to you. Again, working on that sense of security, or the concept of security and the definitions that surround that. Everybody has their own definitions for things. So does your idea and definition of security match up with the person that you love? And if it doesn't, that's probably why it feels like there is no love there, because you guys just aren't compatible on that level. Okay? There are some challenges there. So heavy week, but it's not something that you can't get through. Scorpio does the most. Come on, you need one card. Oh, now you don't want to. Okay. Scorpio, you have the King of Cups. All right. So you are leading the way emotionally. I mean, it's not unlike you. You guys are very comfortable with feelings. You're comfortable with feeling the brevity of every emotion, right? Not just happiness, not just sadness, grief, resentment, you know, it's all things, an assembly of all things. You're very comfortable with how am I trying to express that? You're very comfortable with the chaos that comes with emotion, okay? And you can calmly exist in it. You're not the type of person that will wear it on your face, okay? If you're going through something very tumultuous, nobody would ever know, because you have a very calm demeanor. You know that this too shall pass. Very spiritually awakened and or aware at this time, or that is what is happening this week. Certain spiritual insights are coming to you this week, and the wisdom that comes from allowing is what I will say. All right. If this is about love, this is somebody that is emotionally available, because this card is upright, okay? Be aware of, if you're dealing with a water sign, this is heavier energy than any of the cards that have come out this far. But if you are dealing with a water sign, just be aware of the red flags and how they can become emotionally manipulative, because they understand emotions. They know how to get a rise out of you, and or at the very least make you feel, what is that called? Like, make you feel sympathy for them. And so you go out of your way. Like the example that's coming to mind, I went to Outback yesterday, and I'm the type of person, when I order to go, I don't tip, because you're already getting paid well over the amount that it would actually cost to create that meal. And so I'm not being served by anyone. The chef prepared my food and somebody brought it out. Like I just don't tip on to-go orders. But yesterday I did, because the lady handed me the bill, and it was curbside pickup. So she handed me my bill and she just stood by the window. So it's like, okay, like I feel like you hope to get tipped, and that's why you're still by the. So I tipped yesterday, and I feel like you have to just be aware of those type of people that want to play on your sympathies, or because you have a soft spot in your heart for them. You guys are very soft, and I feel like you are coming out of your shell a little bit this week, as well, being transparent again with this water energy, as I was also picking up for Virgo, and allowing for people to see that other side of you, okay? That you can be sympathetic, that you can be compassionate, that you are deeply loving, and you love to your fullest. It's an all or none experience for you. That's what I'm getting. But very mature and, again, emotionally available person coming in. Somebody that can be very spiritual as well, and can help you if that's something that you struggle with, going back to concepts of discipline, because it's an assembly. We're going to try to pick up things from each person, each part, each energy, as we are comprised of all signs. That's why I was meant to say that. Okay, so there you go. This is somebody that is a very good listener. Not always very reactive, but again, can be moody, because they are very sensitive, highly sensitive people. You can feel in your environment the way that other people feel, the lack that they feel, the insecurities that they feel, the pain that they carry. Like, you are also absorbing that, and it can be a lot. So just be very calm, again, that it doesn't turn into tumultuous energy as you feel everything, okay? Or as this person does. You just have to be careful, whoever this is meant for, all right? But very loving. And that isn't a hopeless romantic. That is a very romantic and sensitive person into like the true courtship for love. Now, where are we at? We're at Sagittarius. You guys have the Seven of Swords. So this is telling partial truths, willful omittance, if I can even say it. Willful omittance. Somebody is lying. Telling white lies, okay? Just to keep the peace. Or this can be you exhausting all options as far as the mind and the different plans or ideas that you have, because air energy is futuristic energy. Okay, so your Gemini placement may be really coming in strong for you at this time. The contrast, the opposing force. So like your midheaven. Okay, look at that as well. But the number 7 is associated with the Libra's house, but it's all for partnerships, marriages, contractual things, long-term things. So that is coming up for you guys this week. How is your relationship? Are you weighing pros and cons? Is that what this is? In the mind, the good and the bad, and you're going to take off in the direction of the one that, outweighs the other. Sure. So if you need to cut your losses here, this might be something that you're thinking in the mind, because you can already tell that it's not something profitable for you. There's ulterior motives. That's what I want to say with this card. So this is by way of you or somebody that you are involved with. But if you know that already, then you're trying to outwit this person, get out of a situation. They can be trying to do this to you. But again, willful omittance. So look at that. Look at your partnerships. Read the contract and be open to negotiations with this. This is not a bad card, so long as you know how to recognize the energy when it comes and what it feels like. It's off-putting energy, like you know something's not right. So when you feel like that this week, just get ahead of that energy by stopping and pausing and thinking and being very witty, but making sure that you're not being cunning, that you're not being underhanded, or somebody's not trying to be underhanded with you. This can also be, again, in businesses or partnerships, any type of contracts that you're signing. It doesn't just have to be a marriage, but if you're signing your marriage license, I would look into having a prenuptial agreement to back that up, So it's all about backing up what you have suspicions of, or making sure that you have all the facts before making an assumption. That's what that Seven of Swords energy is telling me. So that's what you guys have coming this week. Capricorns. I saw the Queen of Coins. Whoa, okay. The Tower. So, Martian energy. Mars is retrograde too, I believe. I don't know what sign it is in, but this is something that it's inevitable energy. Like you knew this was going to happen at some point. Somebody tried to slip the rug from under your feet, or you're trying to do this to somebody. Completely unexpected, because Martian energy is very quick, very fast. It's like lightning speed type of energy as well. So, because my Mars is in Aries, so I know when the way that I go about my life, I'm very like that and super defensive of myself. But anyway, this can also be Scorpio energy. So look into your, where Scorpio lies within your chart and what is going on an internal level there. There may be some transformation that you've tried to refuse here, okay? And so the universe is going to kind of make it happen. This can be also somebody trying to put more on you, and it's not your burden to carry. And so this week you finally had enough, but it can come in the form of like an outburst with the Martian energy. If not dealing with the Scorpio, this can be in Aries. Known to be impulsive and very argumentative, if not evolved. So just beware with this energy coming through. But it's not stable. The foundation wasn't stable to begin with, and you kind of knew it, but you kept building on it anyway. Kind of like when you play, what was that game? I don't know if there's a name for it, but you remember when you used to take the cards, or at least when I was a kid, I used to do this. I would take the 52 deck cards and I would start building like little towers and stuff. And you know, in the beginning, when you have something that is solid and you know you'll be able to actually build a structure and build those towers and keep building upon building, you know when it's flimsy. You know when it's strong. Okay? You can see the probability of it. Like, this is something that you've already assessed the damages of, and you knew the potential, like you knew the risk, but you involved yourself in it anyway. And then it all just comes tumbling down. Something's a little too heavy, you have to let go. Aquarius, you have the 9 of Cups. So this is a state of bliss. This is happiness. This can be overindulgence, but this is 9. And the 9 corresponds to Sagittarius's house, the 9th house. And so this is taking the Gemini energy that is in the 3 and understanding at a lowly level and connecting the dots. So this is emotional intelligence. Okay, going back to the concepts of self-worth and working on that and the discipline and getting more structured and looking at the home and your sense of security and the definitions and the concepts or the context surrounding that, and looking at the ways that you emotionally neglect yourself and how you can get back to a vibrational state of well-being. You know, this is like sacral crown chakra type shit. This is the I know now, because you've been through all the other houses, okay? You've been through all the other states of emotion, and you can compartmentalize them as well. You can honor them without harboring onto them. You can look at them and be like, oh, okay, yeah, like I am experiencing sadness in this moment, but I am not sad, okay? You're not wearing it as your identity. Okay, this is freedom as far as your identity is concerned. It's not wrapped up in materialistic things. You understand that, life is an assembly. It's always going to be moving on a conveyor belt. It's not necessarily a circle. There is a means to an end here. And so you just allow yourself to be where you are when you see this card on an emotional level. And so it's good. Even if it doesn't feel good, it's still good. All right, so that's what you guys are expecting this week. In matters of the heart, you feel good. You feel safe. Or you are realizing now that you need somebody that is wise, you know, that is a teacher, that is philosophical, as you Aquarians are very futuristic. And you guys are very industrious and what is that word, like inventive. You guys are innovators. And so you need somebody to kind of match you on that level, on that philosophical level. And you're recognizing that you need somebody that would serve as a good spiritual model and role model for your children. Because after the 9 comes the 10, and that speaks about legacy and, you know, having that family and that family dynamic. Okay, so that is what you guys are recognizing. But love is good if you're already in a loving relationship. But if nothing else, you love yourself, and you are okay with being by yourself because you lack nothing through your understanding that all is for a reason and in due time. I mean, you have all that you need. All right, so that's for Aquarius. Pisces, you guys have the King of Swords. You can take a lot from Aquarius, right? Piggyback from that. Be dynamic this month. this is you guys really, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at the time because I want to make sure that I have time to do other things that I need to do today. But this is, what is that word? I always speak about like organizations when it comes to Aquarius energy and Swords energy in general. This can also be Gemini or Libra. But this is philanthropic energy, all right? Understanding the brotherhood and the sisterhood. You are my brother in Christ, you are my sister in Christ. I have an obligation, or I have a duty to be a humanitarian, to be of service, okay? To be insightful. This is very knowledgeable energy. So you can be walking into this, or you can just be embodying this energy this week, where you are extremely insightful, much like the air signs are. Where you see the contrast that exists. You understand duality, yin yang principles that you would get from Libra, the balancer. Okay, you're an amalgam of all three of those in it, and it shows through in your speech and in your actions, right? And in the things that you're involving yourself with, if this is down to like products or down to projects that you are working on. Okay, Gemini's energy of exploring, and being witty again, but having the knowledge of the culture through immersion, through experience. So that's what's coming through, or this is the type of person that can be coming into your life. This is a good mentor to have, very business minded. This can be you guys. You're starting to really get in your bag, and as far as what you're trying to do, to be industrious, all right? But to where it's for the good of all involved. You understand that I am here. Again, as we run through. This is a very disciplined card. You understand your limitations. You understand the statute of limitations. If you are in law or you do anything like with like the government or stuff like that, just business, corporate, blue collar, white collar type of stuff. But yeah, you understand your limitations. This is Saturnian energy. This isn't the time for you to be rebellious. This is, you've seen it all, so now you can do it right, okay? Or you see what's missing because you're very brilliant and bright, and you're coming up with a solution to the problem. And you can make something that is extremely profitable. Okay, and that can reach the masses. This is like networks here. Again, if not your own mind and your neural networks being strengthened at this time. All right. So that's what's coming through for you, Pisces. Now what's up for the Aries? You have Judgment. All right, we're looking at the past 7 months, the past 7 years, this past cycle, as these planets are retrograde, going within to see if you are unsatisfied with something, what needs to be deaded is what I'm hearing. What you just cannot take with you, okay? This is a reckoning. This is a call. A public service announcement with this Judgment energy. This is whatever's been done in the dark has come to light. So you know all that you need to know to make a very wise decision, because you have the gift of discernment with the Judgment card. You can't fake the funk with this. It sees behind the veil, underneath the veil, through the veil, under the facade, okay? This is the Creator looking at you like, why are you not on your mission, on your purpose? You're dilly-dallying around. I will take from you if you're not going to do with what I've given, you know? So that's what's coming through this week. You guys are looking at that, and you already know, you feel it in different ways. You're just waiting for it because you kind of don't want to be the one to initiate this change or the termination of something, if this is a relationship, right, with this Judgment energy. It's no longer conducive to your growth. Something stunted. You find yourself in the same space, in the same place with this person, place, or thing, no matter how hard you try. Okay, but that's the thing. There is no real effort. You can't really say that enough has been put into it on the other person's part. You can say that you've done all that you can if you have exhausted all options and you've tried things. You've contacted this person, you've called them, FaceTimed them, you've done in-person visits, okay? You have given of yourself and your energy and the advice that you can give at this point, not being licensed. You know what I'm saying? We can only do so much. Like, I'm not your therapist. You feel me? But you can only give so much of yourself on that level, so much of yourself spiritually by trying to help this person, so much of yourself financially by trying to give to this person what you can without enabling the behavior, you know what I'm saying, to where they get comfortable. But at some point, things have gotten complacent and comfortable. And so you need to really look at that this month, and those things, or the people, that job, you know, the business, maybe it's dying and you need to try something else. Look at that this week and fix it, okay? Taurus, you guys have the 9 of Wands. So another 9, 9th house. This is, again, have you given it all that you've got? If you want to go that little bit further and you need to go that extra mile because you know you haven't really put in that effort, then do that before you walk away, so that you know that you can say genuinely that you gave 100% of yourself to the idea, to the degree, to, again, the job, to the project, to the relationship, to yourself. Okay? But you do have the courage, and you do have the strength, and you do have the energy and a reserve somewhere within that physical body of yours to push through if you want to, taking it from Aries energy, okay? If you want to give it one last try, or you feel like you just keep giving them one last try, like, okay, this is the last time, but you keep saying this is the last time, and you're on your 9th, this is last time, God damn it, like, you're on your 9th last time. Enough is enough already. They can either do it or they can't. All right? Again, stop letting people play on your sympathies with that King of Cups energy that came through, and of your emotions, because you have a soft spot in your heart for them. Don't let people take advantage of that and take your kindness for weakness. Be able to defend yourself, but do it with certain tact and with grace. Okay? As well, some of you guys with that 9 of Wands energy, you're expecting things to happen for you immediately because you feel it is your birthright and all other things have been going well for you. You have to understand that when you're dabbling into certain professions or fields or topics or projects that you've never dabbled into before and don't really have too much knowledge of, then there are levels to that shit. Like, there's levels to the game, okay? For some of you guys, you are getting up there in stature and in power, okay? As far as your position is concerned, your prowess, your skill set, okay? Some of you guys are there, but for those that know that you haven't really had all that discipline, okay, and you're still working on structuring that, and you're still working on being devoted, and you're still working on being methodical and very practical and rational and not giving in to temptations or giving in to your emotions or your moods, being very mood driven, or letting other things just distract you from your purpose and take your mental energy away, as far as not knowing the direction to take. Okay? If you know that you're still working on those other things, then understand that you have to start at the bottom. And it will happen when it's supposed to happen for you, okay? You can't, what's that silver spoon saying? I don't know it. I'm gonna have to put it as the pinned comment. But if you've been used to being fed the silver spoon and having things handed to you. You're understanding now that you really have to work for them. And you might have to start as the janitor before you become the CEO. You have to start from the ground up, okay? You're not just automatically going to be put in that place. I mean, you can be catapulted if you have the resources and you have those types of connections, maybe with that King of Swords energy, because that's the type of person that is connected, okay? Then yeah, sure. But if you haven't been preparing yourself for it, you're not going to be in that position for very long. You're going to fall. You're going to have that tower moment. So just be very careful with what you ask for and how you work for it, how you obtain it. With that Nine of Swords energy. Gemini, you have the Four of Wands. Okay, this is more positive than the Four of Swords. So talk to your fellow Libras. But this is a time of celebration. This is what you wants you. Okay, and you're starting to see those things. This is divinely inspired ideas. This is being able to manifest very quickly. This is being able to be very confident in what you're building. If not a family, right, or a relationship, then this can be your business and business projects, and you have a good group of people that are very strong pillars and that can really get it started. You have the CFO, you have the project analyst, you have HR, like you have all that you need to get started and to be successful, okay? You are really using what you have to get what you want. All things are good, okay? The sky is clear. You're reaching for the stars is what I'm hearing, but making sure with this Four of Wands energy, again, for those that are on the other side of it, that you're not reaching, basically. Okay, that you're not putting too much on your plate here. With this Four of Wands energy. But again, this is Cancer's house, so this is looking at your sense of security and stability, and again, your confidence, right? The courage that you feel or lack thereof, and working on that, and those affirmations and growing in that. This is conditioning, so your peers and the influence that they have, looking at your circle of influence, looking at all of the people that, again, that have been integral parts of developing you on a character level, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, because Wands energy is more physical, right? More action driven. And how they've helped you be who you are today, right? Certain traumas, you can be looking at traumas in the house with this energy. This can be you, what is that called? Like aggravated energy. So just be careful with, again, the people that you love and your family and your home. Not letting people try to infiltrate that. Be careful in the way that you defend yourself and others. That you don't become defensive when somebody's trying to maybe give you constructive criticism, but that you don't allow for somebody to take advantage of and or bully or cause physical harm to somebody else, okay? So that is when you are at best with this energy, being that it's not naturally you guys. So if you're looking at that, or again, traumas and how that has affected you and how you can healthily deal with it. But this can be a time of celebration, going to parties, invites, it's Leo's season. So you may be getting invited to a Leo's house or party shindig. You can meet somebody there. All is good in love. It's balanced. All right, and Cancer, set it off. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Okay, you guys have the Five of Cups. So this is wallowing. Okay, this is holding on to things that you really don't need to pay attention to at this time. Like, it's not a big deal. It's spilled milk. You can pour another glass. It's spilled water. Okay. You can't be missing somebody again because they have put you out, you have put them out in a sense, walked away from, broken up with, okay? There is some space or distance and you missed having that connection, that intimacy is lacking in that partnership. But if you're not going to fix it, there's nothing else that you can do. Why would you stay in dripping, like, why would you stay in wet clothes? If you've gotten rained on, you're not going to do anything but catch pneumonia. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do anything but make yourself sick here. You can, what is this called? When you eat your feelings, is it guilt eating? I don't even know what it's fucking called, but that you can be doing that. I don't want to say get over it, but you need a little bit of tough love to kind of get you out of this space, because this is going to just turn into resentment, or this is going to turn into victim blaming with this 5 of Cups energy. Okay? There's actually 2 cups behind you, should you look around, that are still full, that you can still walk away with. It's like you guys are obsessed with the idea of getting the better deal. You feel like the 3 cups is more in volume, but if it's not fulfilling, you know, if it's not present, if you still have some sort of unrest or restlessness surrounding it, then why would you even want it? It looks like it's good. This is the whole, like, the grass looks greener on the other side, and you went to the other side and you found out that it's really not that, like, it's fake grass. It's really not all that. And now you're sad because you fell into it. But you want to make an excuse and you want to put it on the other person on why it's their fault that, you know, you got tricked. I mean, you can stay in this energy if you want, but nothing good is going to come of it. Okay? Yeah, that person was really good looking, but their soul was ugly. You don't need that person because they look good. They make that presentation. They're just good with marketing. They make it presented like they have their shit together and they are the person that you have to be with. They are the bee's knees. You know, it's your loss if you don't have them, but they really don't treat you with respect. As opposed to the guy, and, you know, they may have a little bit of money, you know, and that's fine and dandy. And so you want that because you feel like you need that. Yeah, you have a gentleman over here that will take you out, that will call you, that will check up on you, you know, that will love you, that will love your family, that will not keep you a secret, keep you hidden, shrouded, or sad, that wants to put a smile on your face, that the initial things that they do to impress you is really their character, because they know that being selfless like that and doing things that are considerate for other people not only makes them feel good, but makes you feel good. They just want to see you smile and they'll get you those flowers, okay? And they won't complain about it. They may not have the best job, but they do have a car, you know? They may not be the most handsome looking, but they're good for the soul. There's 2 cups here. You still have love. Them not loving you is not an indication of who you are and how much you love yourself unless you give that power away. All right? Fuck them. Fuck that love. Fuck that space that you've been in. Fuck that job if you need to say that. Fuck that idea. It obviously wasn't working, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great idea. It just means that there are some kinks. So don't start taking it personally by being so sensitive, Cancer. This is learning not to take things personal this week with what comes up. Acknowledge the emotion. But again, don't allow for that to become your identity. Don't allow that to ruin your mood and the great day that you can still have just because 1 thing or 2 things or 3 things go wrong. then you start to feel like, oh my God, like nothing ever goes right. Like this is the worst. My life is the worst. Like why me? You know, I'm always getting the short end of the stick. That's that energy here. It's okay. You guys are so used to being babied. That's your problem. I'm hearing Cry Me a River, okay? I am playing the smallest violin right now. I don't have sympathy because this is self-inflicted most oftentimes. Now, if this is a matters of the heart and love, and you don't really have love in your life, it's protecting you, okay? The fling that you just came out of, or again, if you are single and you don't have anybody, it is protection because they aren't emotionally available with this energy. This person is not emotionally available. They just came out of heartbreak, so they can't give you love. They need to take time to recuperate, okay? This can also be you in matters of the heart, all right? Dust yourself off and try again is what I'm hearing. It's okay. Again, it's a part of the experience. It's an assembly of life. It's no indication of who you are. Some things just don't work out for a reason. There's a greater purpose. There's something else for you. Something else will work out. Other blessings are still coming your way. If you choose to turn around and see that and feel that and know that and have faith, okay? I feel like you guys feel like this is as good as it gets, so you don't have faith. That by walking away from this thing that is causing you such discomfort or unease, that something else is out there for you. It's there. All right, so that's what's coming up. That's a snippet for the 22nd through the 29th for all signs. I really hope I did all 12 because I was going in my brain like, damn, like who's next? It's been a minute since I've done this. Again, I'm getting back in discipline, in practice, and being more consistent. This video is a little long. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to chop it up, but if you like this video, you know, this resonated, then definitely give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. If this is being posted on Instagram, then just like my page, come fuck with me. Go follow me on YouTube, turn the bell notification on so you're aware of when I post. If this is going up on Facebook and you happen to watch it through that platform, like the video. Let me know what's going on for you, how you're able to turn a situation around, if you feel the energy, if it's happened, how you were able to take control of the situation without being controlling and demanding of like the outcomes of things. But I do want to know, so converse with me in the comment section on any platform that you hear me on, but definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel as that is the main one I will be uploading to when I do these videos, and book with me if you're interested. I will let you know my rates. I leave my email in the description box for you guys at your discretion, but until I hear from you or you book with me, then just take care of yourself and your soul until you see me again. Ciao.